Hello everyone, I've sent you a daily activities list for the Littlies and then activities explained. I'd just like to go through the activities explained in a little bit more detail, just so that you know what to do with your children. First thing is Play-Doh. Now I've sent you the recipe, but if you've lost it, just let me know and I can resend it to you. I'm using everything from home. You don't need to, if you don't have any utensils, it doesn't matter. I'm using an aerosol can as a roller. I'm using the lid as a mold. I've got knives and forks to make patterns with. So if you don't have any of the utensils for Play-Doh, it really doesn't make a difference. Right, the project discussion, I'll send you a short WhatsApp video just going through what that project is for the week. I'll let you know what the colour for the week is and the shape for the week. And we can go from there. It'll give you points to discuss with your children and just a very short outline of what we're going to be doing. Right, for colour, each week there'll be a different colour. For example, if our colour is red, that's the only colour we're going to focus on. So ask your children, what is this colour? Get them to repeat it. This is red. Give them options and say which one is red. They don't need to recite all the colours that they know, or try and get them to remember all the other colours. We're only going to focus on one colour for the week. And you can point up things around the house. What colour is this bowl? It is red. So only focus on red for that particular week, and then each week will be a different colour. Right, for shape, each week you'll have a different shape. For example, if your shape is square, cut out a square for them so they can see something and they can feel it and pick it up and look at it and move it around. It is not something just drawn on a piece of paper. Try use a colour that's very plain, like a white or a grey or a black, because what ends up happening is if you cut out a square on a piece of yellow card, for example, you'll say, what shape is this? And they'll say yellow. So they're getting colour and shape confused. So make it quite a non-specific colour, like white. Then in the project discussion WhatsApp video, I will give you the properties of that shape for you to discuss with your children. A square has 4 sides, it has 4 corners, all the sides are the same length. There'll be simple properties, but each week you'll get the different ones to discuss with them. For numbers, we'll sing some songs, and there are basic songs that talk about numbers. We've got 5 little speckled frogs, we've got 5 little ducks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, once I caught a fish alive. They're all on Google. If you want to download them, you might know the songs already. But when you're doing numbers, you need something tangible that they can look at, pick up, hold. You can use marbles, buttons, coins, anything that they can actually physically see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can pick them up, count them, whatever. At this age, we are focusing on counting up to 5. If they can count up to 10, that's fine, but the focus is up to 5 for now. And please use something tangible that they are able to see. Right. Constructive craft. I will send a WhatsApp video for each craft that we do, so that you will just gives you a breakdown on what we're doing. The craft will coincide with the project for that week. So there'll be about 5 for each week. They you don't have to do them. You don't have to send me proof that you've done them. They're just some examples of things that we are doing that coincide with our project. That might be age appropriate and fun to do with your children. Right, the colouring in page. So once a week, the colouring page. There's nothing creative about this. It's all about learning how to hold your pencil or your crayon correctly. We've got a Peter pointer, your thumb, and the crayon rests gently on your 3rd finger. The motion is just an up and down motion. You'll end up hearing them saying up, down, because that's what we do. If the page is sticking, just get a bit of sticky stuff and stick it to the table, just so that it doesn't wobble all over the page. those children that are battling to hold their crayon correctly, I've just used an ordinary clothes peg. With the 3 remaining fingers, you hold that because they often don't know what to do with those other fingers. Then I've got a Peter pointer and a thumb. And again, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So I've done 3 rectangles on a page. It's a scrap piece of paper. The borders are quite thick. They'll do 1 a week. Just put the date at the top of it. And then use the colour of the week, whatever colour that week is. All right. Free play. Get them outside, running around, jumping, screaming, shouting, kicking a ball, hitting a ball. It's a good time to coincide with these siblings, so it gives you a bit of time of peace and quiet while they're running around outside. Same as the constructive play, you can also coincide this with a sibling. Constructive play can be done inside or on the veranda. It's the blocks, Lego, puzzles, threading. Puzzles, they might need a bit of assistance with, and maybe threading. If you've got beads with big holes, they can use those, but if you don't have any beads, I've just got a piece of card. I've made some holes in them with a punch, and I've got an old shoelace, and there's the threading. Simple enough, but it works. All right. Free craft, possibly the most fun that they can have. All you need to do is provide the materials that they need. You can use, again, a scrap piece of paper, but it can be anything to start off with. It can be an empty toilet roll, an egg box. It doesn't need to be something flat. It can be anything. And this is their time just to be creative. Glue, stick, tear, you name it. If you're brave enough to give them glitter, not a problem. And then I just have piles of these little things lying around. I don't think I've bought any of them. I've just acquired them off gifts and things like that they just can glue and stick. If they're confident with cutting, even if they're not, torn out pages of magazines. And their cutting in the beginning will just be little scraps, and that's okay. They don't have to cut in a straight line. It's about holding the scissors correctly. Just some practical advice with glue. It's easier if you just put some glue on the paper and then they stick on that, instead of for them trying to glue each little piece of paper. It's a bit difficult at this stage. But it's just about having fun and being free with their own creativity. Their project, their free craft can evolve and change daily. It doesn't have to be one finished product at the end of the day. It can go on for months. They'll add things, they'll take things off, they will decide they don't want corners or whatever. They find something in the garden, they found a feather, they want to glue that on. It'll evolve and change. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to have any form of structure, and that's the fun part of it. Let them do their own thing. Then the last thing is the sand and water play. If you have a sand pit, fantastic. If you do not, a pot of soil from the garden, even just a part of a flower bed that's got a bit of soil on it, and some water. If you need to control how much water, you just put some water in a bucket. I'm using the same lid from earlier. They can use this to scoop the sand or the soil. A spoon, try not to lose the spoon, but they can add it. It's all about texture. Getting their hands dirty. If they're making mud cakes in the garden, perfect. Now, on the timetable as such, I have given you times. These are not cast in stone. If they are playing with sand and water for an hour and a half, let them do it. It's only good for them. So these are just rough guidelines. But if something is going really well and they are completely enthralled building something out of Lego, let them take longer than 20 minutes. That is absolutely fine. They are just guidelines. Other things you can do at home with them is, whenever you are cooking, they can be involved, whether it's washing vegetables, washing dishes, setting the table. It's all about being involved with you. And obviously baking as well, the pouring, mixing, they can all do that. The one thing I didn't mention with the colouring in page, this is the only activity that they need to be sitting at some form of desk or table. If they're too short, just put a cushion underneath them to lift them a bit higher. But otherwise, everything else can be done on the floor in a very, very relaxed environment. I hope this is informative and helpful, and I hope you have fun, and I will send you a message soon regarding this week's project. Thank you.